Summer Olympics of 2008 in Beijing, China. Evgenia Kaneva of Russia just won the gold medal for rhythmic gymnastics at the all-around individual event. Here is an actual snapshot of her performing. During that time, I was watching live from thousands of miles away on TV. I remember clearly, I asked my parents, do you know exactly what rhythmic gymnastics is? Something on the lines of that. They both looked at each other and I could tell they had no idea. So you already know what I Googled. Both gymnastics and dance combined into one sport. As a dancer and a gymnast growing up at the time, I was surprised that I've never even heard of that sport beforehand. During my research, I found that Russia dominates this new sport like no other country before. So today, we will go over what rhythmic gymnastics is, Russia's Olympic team's dominance, and why their team is so successful. So first off, what exactly is rhythmic gymnastics? As I mentioned before, rhythmic gymnastics contains elements from both the dance and the gymnastics world. The sport also contains other components from other sports too. From the research database Britannica, with the unknown author article titled Rhythmic Gymnastics from 2020, the sport is defined as a performance of systematic physical activity with the helping aid of hand accessories such as ribbons, rope, balls, and hoops. The strict all-women's sport is very similar and compared to artistic gymnastics, which also contains elements from synchronized swimming. So again, rhythmic gymnastics it's combined with so many different components of other sports to make that sport. With rhythmic gymnastics, there's usually group routines and individualistic routines. So you could say group routines and solos. From the same article on Britannica, Rhythmic Gymnastics, it talks about the scoring elements. So there's move execution and there's artistry. So those are the two big ones. At the elite level, which is what most Olympians compete on before they get picked to be on the Olympic team, there's 2 superior moves required in the routine and then 3 at the Olympic level. It is also noted that many of these rhythmic gymnasts usually start at a very young age, as early as 3 years old, because the peak of the age of the sport is very young. So most professional rhythmic gymnasts usually retire by their mid-20s to late 30s, because with rhythmic gymnastics, as you can see in the picture, it uses very intense and very extreme flexibility, so by the time you're in your mid-30s, your joints really don't work as well. So most of these competitors are between the ages of at least 15. Now that you have an idea of what rhythmic gymnastics is, let's talk about one of the dominating teams today. Russia is the current top team so far in the Olympics today. From the article on the Olympics official website with an unknown author, Russia continues golden streak in rhythmic gymnastics in 2017. It discusses the lead team's accomplishments. So from the most recent Summer Olympics, which was held in Rio in 2016, Russia took home the gold for the individual event for the 5th consecutive year. The same Olympics, same group of people, they also won the group event. So remember, there's 2 different events, individual and the group. They also won that gold for the 5th year in a row. So they completely cleared the stands for that. The only time Russia did not dominate the gold and take home the gold was back in 1996, and that's when Spain took the throne. But you need to keep in mind, that was also the first year the group event was introduced to the Olympics in 1996. So again, there's 2 different categories for rhythmic gymnastics, the solo event and the group team all around. So you may be wondering now, why is this team so successful? Besides the hardworking individuals, the gymnasts, many thank Irina Kaneva. An article written by ZK Gog in June of 2020, Margarita Mammon explains Russia's rhythmic gymnastics dominance. The article talks about the retired rhythmic gymnast star, Margarita. And excuse me, I said Irina something, but it's Irina Veneer. So, Margarita has said there is no particular secret to the question why Russia has been so dominant in the sport. Irina Veneer plays a huge part in it. The bar is set so high right now, and it only continues to grow, says the former Olympian. So Irina, she is the current head coach for the rhythmic gymnastics Olympian team, and she is the president of Russia's Gymnastics Federation. So she's a big deal in Russia. From the same article by ZK, Margarita has also expressed that the support system in Russia is very positive, and that's what also helped achieve her dreams of getting the gold. Irina is, like I said, she's very well known in Russia for rhythmic gymnastics. They take this sport to like a whole nother level. So Irina also has formed her own training center. So from Irina's training center website, Rhythmic Gymnastics Center, Irina A. Veneer, with an unknown author 2020, goes into detail about the training involved with rhythmic gymnastics. So Irina's training center offers classes and training for all ages and levels. Irina also believes that rhythmic gymnastics has a universal meaning, so it's not just physical activity, but she believes it's also spiritual, mind-opening, and gives you that emotional connection. Some of her classes are specifically designed for the elite team, which is those that are usually wanting to get into the Olympics. An example of their everyday routine that goes on a week's end is for 6 hours straight. They'll do dance classes, choreography, basic training, and technique classes. Again, that is just 6 hours of their usually 5 to 7 days a week training. And again, it is the Olympics, they are Olympians. So rhythmic gymnastics is taken very seriously in Russia. No wonder why they dominate such a beautiful sport. Today, we went over what rhythmic gymnastics is, Russia's Olympic team's dominance in rhythmic gymnastics, and why their team is so successful. This sport continues to amaze me each performance that I have watched. It's just amazing to see that a human being can literally move and bend like that, but also just being a professional Olympian, like having the strength to do that. So hopefully in the near future, they had to cancel the Olympics this year, we will get to see Russia's Olympic team as well as other countries perform after this pandemic. Thank you.